where my head is at compared to yours, really. It's the thing that I'm testing.
Let me get a booster seat.
Hi, Dana Lyon.
Hi, Kara Winger.
What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about grips today. European grip. To each his own.
An individual choice.
As
You just have to defend why.
Know why you're doing it.
And get results from it.
Results are what matter.
Boom.
I mean, I think in a lot of sports that maybe it's why it's called the American grip, but a lot of sports we grow up throwing a ball and have that dominating of the index finger. Mm-hmm. And so perhaps people go from a ball sport to a jav, they need to learn how to maybe even adjust their grip simply so they can understand the flight of the javelin. So like really it all comes down to like flight of the jab and then personal preference. Mm-hmm. I don't know that there's necessarily, well, I don't say that there's like a right or a wrong way. It kind of comes like whatever works for that individual, but understanding the flight of the jab.
Yeah.
I have always been a proponent of the European grip myself. So
Why?
With the middle finger. I like the balance through the middle of the hand versus our index finger tends to be one of the stronger ones. Mm-hmm. And to have that as like the one kind of point to push the jab through tends to throw, at least for me when I was experiencing grips, like off balance. So when I bounced it through the middle of my finger, I felt like it was in my hand versus just in my finger and thumb.
Interesting.
So also with the European grip is, while this can be a detriment, this index finger tends to push on the jab.
I agree with that.
I like how this index finger can assist, and so now you're really throwing the jab with like two fingers on this side and the thumb. Mm-hmm. What's your preference?
I would like to explore the American grip.
American grip.
American grip.
American record holder.
Yeah. Which is your first finger on the end of the grip, thumb on the other side. The reasons that I would like to try the American grip are to potentially have more strength. You just said it. Your first finger is your strongest finger. I never feel like I've had a really strong grip on the Javelin. And last year when we started working together, you commented that my thumb has a tendency to slip down the grip as well when I start my throw, which is totally true. So really I'm just throwing with my third finger.
Yeah, I was confused by that.
How many more meters could we get?
I'd like 3.
I'd like US number 2, Ariana Ince, American grip.
Okay.
Me too. Oh. Breakout season the year she went from European to American.
Is that what's going down here?
No, there are other factors, as you know. I've never been the best at controlling the tip of the javelin. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
So maybe if I always lose it up, shifting the balance point of the javelin a little bit forward could be a good thing. No. Yeah.
Sorry. American grip tends to put more surface area into the grip, mm-hmm. which is I think another could be allow for like longer pull.
Longer pull, more control.
Mm-hmm. But if someone has more control with the European, then that's really what it comes down to is the flight.
Individual, yeah. Do you think maybe American grip is easier with big hands?
I wouldn't know. I think that you would choose whether it's the European or the American. I think the key, whether it's middle finger or index finger, is that it's got to lay in the palm of your hand. And so it can't be gripped. You don't want to be perpendicular to the jab. So for the newbies throwing, you want to have the jab parallel to your forearm.
That's a really good plus for European learning, the javelin. I like that.
Yeah. Being able to lay that down, then you can kind of turn the hand, where we've worked a lot this last year on hypersupination to try to control the wrist flexion that happens.
And we won't even talk about that other one.
No.
No. Hey, Sarah Malone.
If you throw with your left hand, you're wrong too, so just go ahead and put it over. Sorry. It's messed up. I shouldn't have said that. At the end of the day, other thing to note about gripping is we're not gripping the javelin, right? When we go to throw the javelin, you're really only holding on to with the two fingers. Whether it's the European grip, middle finger and index finger, or with the American grip, that's what's gripping the jab because it's laying across the palm.
The javelin is like a baby bird.
How so? Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet. You want to hold it and keep it safe, but you don't want to crush it.
Correct.
You don't want to be George. You just want to keep it safe. Don't let it get away.
And then let it fly.
And then let it fly. Yep.
Just give it a little push. But you don't want to rip it and grip it like some people tend to say.
Correct, yeah. That has more to do with your attitude than your actual grip.
Well, that was fun. We won't talk about the other ones though.
Right.
I couldn't talk about the other one. I know nothing
I
about
know
the other one.
nothing. Fingers are crocky. Our pets' heads are falling up.